What's up, YouTube? I'm here with another video, another Backrooms video. Yes, I know I'm probably posting this way too early and not waiting at, the next day. But I love reading these, and I found a really nice level that has a crap ton of information. It won't be too bad though. Also, I will definitely mention, or at least ask, if y'all want me to read another type of. I believe the Backrooms is considered a writer's. I forgot. A writer's freeness or something like that. I forgot. But, like, for example, such as SCP Foundation, if y'all want me to read down, or, yeah, read those other types of those my bad those other types of fandoms, then I'd like a comment section about it. It'd be really nice. Anyways, we're here today, or at least it would be a couple minutes or an hour or hours, maybe the next day as well. I'm not too sure. I'm recording this right after I recorded level 14 Paradise. So, yep. But today, at the moment, we're here with level 2.1 locked. It has a survival difficulty of a class 3. Its environment is a 1 out of 5 with a very low environmental risk. Entities is a 2 out of 5 with some hostile presence, but the main thing you should worry about if you ever get to this level is you can't find an exit. It's a dead end. 5 out of 5, you can't get out. Let's get on with describing the level. Level 2.1 is a sublevel of level 2 and is estimated to be around 10 kilometers wide and long. Sorry for all the Americans out there, but I can't convert 10 kilometers into miles. Description: Level 2.1 resembles a myriad of complex but Eleusidian halls, similar to its parent level, but differs in terms of architectural recency. Tunneling patterns in the area are far more lenient compared to its main level, with junctions being less organized. Level 2.1 appears to serve a storage role for its parent, containing janitorial supplies and standard work equipment throughout its chambers. Room types vary significantly throughout the sublevel, holding lounge areas and restrooms notably different from level 2. Generally, floors are grimy and squalid, periodically covered with threadbare maintenance carpeting. Walls, however, appear to be in mediocre to acquainted condition. Mediocre? Or mediocre? I'm not too sure, but moving on. Lacking the expected peeling, cracking, and leaks compared to the flooring. Sufficient lighting for most operational procedures and basic navigation is present throughout the level, in the form of white fluorescent lights that occasionally flicker and buzz. Machinery in level 2.1 is much rarer than it is in its parent level, with an abundance of lockers, cabinets, and storage containers, rather than industrial equipment. Containers within the sublevel mainly contain industrial and janitorial supplies, but have also been found to have weapons, medical supplies, clothes, and other objects necessary for survival, excluding food and water. So it's safe to say that you will die out of hydration or dehydration or hunger. Level 2.1's air is tolerant at best, as widespread pollutants are common and a poor ventilation system is present. The level has been described as hot and humid, compared to its parent, with an average temperature between 27 and 32 Celsius, which is 81 to 90 Fahrenheit. Depending on location, the level lag depending on the location. The level lacked significant environmental factors and dangers, making travel throughout easy and efficient. So that is a pretty good thing about this level. The walls, floor, and ceiling are remarkably thin, covering a layer of concrete presumed to barricade the surrounding spatial perimeter occupied by the level. Entities are encountered semi-frequently with a population similar to that of level 2. So, if you aren't gonna die to the dehydration or hunger, you're most likely going to die because of dehydration. Really hot facility. That's for sure. Um, real hot facility. Real hot. But I mean, it also depends on the location. But this is more so the average all throughout. So, yeah, safe to say you're gonna die of dehydration if you come to this level. But it's easy to go through, so at least that's a benefit. Yep, maybe so. Okay, level 2.1 occupies a space above level 2, however, is disconnected from the entire level if not for a single access point. And as of August 2021, it is unknown if level 2.1 is possible to be accessed by any other GOIs. You can see Megbase base Alef for more details. These are the two main areas: the halls, which look like this, and the edges, which look like this. The halls are the main area of 2.1, which take up around 99.8% of the sub-level's floor area. And as stated before, the hall contains storage containers and act as janitorial areas. They contain the majority of resources and entities within the level. So this is where you're going to get your supplies from. This is, I believe, the main, yeah, this is one of the places you'd want to stay. The edges is the outskirts of level 2.1, acting as its boundary and taking up approximately 0.2% of the sub-level's floor area. The edges can easily be accessed by navigating far enough from the center of level 2.1, generally making up the edges of the sub-level, hence the name. The area is partially made of rock, limiting the area of the sublevel to its 10 by 10 kilometer perimeter. Excavations of rocks have thus far failed to discover any exits or signs of affinity. The edges are generally cooler and cleaner compared to the rest of the facility, but have shown an increase in entity counts in recent months. Lights in the area fail more frequently and buzz more often than in the halls, suggesting inconsistent power usage in the edges. It appears as more of a tunnel than an outside perimeter, as the rock also acts as covering for the outside edge of the halls. So, if you don't want to die from the humidity of the halls, you can go to the edges. However, expect to see at least an entity more over here than over at the halls. So safe, it's a more better bet for you to stay in the halls than the edge. But go to the edge when it gets a little more hot and humid, so you won't die of dehydration. Now we can go on with the entities. They are a bit rarer to find, and with certain species absent, but these are the confirmed entities that are to be found here: windows, smilers, death moths, hounds, hounds, wretches, and death rats. I think we all know what each of them do. I will, however, talk about the uniqueness of each one of the entities in level 2.1. So, with windows, just like level 2, they rarely appear at the end of hallways. Smilers are commonly found within the edges, but also found within the halls and darker areas. But they're mostly found to have migrated from level 2 and no major nesting areas have been located. So death moths, they're really rare, extremely rare to find in level 2.1, with less than 5 reports to this very moment. Other than their rarity in the level, no other difference, appearance, hostility, or behavior has been noted. Hounds are the most prevalent, the ones you will most likely find in this level, in the sublevel. They're they show equal, if not more, aggression compared to their parent level counterparts. So they show equal, more than the hounds level 2 from level 2 aggression. Wretches, they're usually found they can be occasionally found in the sublevel, but they're slightly more sensitive to auditory and visually stimuli compared to normal. So, a really debuffed wretch. Death rats, they uh, they they tend to avoid humans and the other entities. However, they remain to look basically identical to their level 2 counterparts, and they pose no danger, and yup, they just pose no danger at all. The discovery of level 2.1 was in January of 2020 by Meg officials and Base Alpha after receiving an anonymous tip from an unknown wanderer. Upon exploration, level 2.1 was considered a possible 10th level in the main 9. The idea was quickly dismissed, however, with the discovery of no exits other than the single entry point located in level 2 and its high resemblance to its parent. These are the base, outputs, and communities. I won't go over each one except of what makes this base unique to this level. So first one, Meg base Alef. It was base Alef was the supposed first of many sub-level bases, mainly used as a backup post for levels in close proximity to the main Greek bases. So that's what Meg base Alef was mostly for. And unfortunately, due to the lack of resources required for, you know, living, the personnel began to perish due to hunger and thirst or succumb to ever frequent attacks from both entities and other desperate individuals. Only 12 individuals are currently known to have exited the sublevel since, with the majority of them exiting within the first 48 hours of the incident. So, it's, yep, real. Yeah, I believe you won't find much of them or any of them. However, on April 4th, 2022, after almost a year, Meg Operative Frank Arleno exited the level via a Warpberry. I will go into Warpberries later on after the after reading down the level, but yep, That's how he exited the level. He was extremely malnourished and dehydrated, and displaying symptoms consistent with the stage 1 of the wretched cycle. So, yeah. On June 19th, 2025, after 4 years without contact, the 12th and last Meg operative, Jared Banks, exited level 21 into level 2, and upon retrieval, he had suffered severe injuries and was unable to be resuscitated properly. A journal, a journal with multiple stacks of sticky notes and a camera, which isn't be able, crap, which isn't able to be used, and an audio recorder were found in Banks' backpack, serving as a second protective perspective of level 2.1 post incidents. And these can be viewed right here in the bottom, addendum 2.1/A. Hold up, let's see. This is what caused the downfall of Meg base Alef. So they began to perish. Oh wait, I've already go over that. Hmm. Okay, so they had 1 year of a steady maintenance and communications until base Aleph abruptly cut off and all natural entrances to the level were sealed, preventing access to either side of the exit slash entrance. So this is what caused this is what caused the incident. Real bad timing to be in base Aleph during that time. Okay. This is what the log was about when interviewing Frank Arellano and Banks, or Jared Banks. They interviewed them both on May 29, 2022, in the base Omega. Firstly, we'd like to thank you for joining us here today. No worries, I'm just happy to be alive. Now, I'd like to ask you to tell us about your experience in 2.1 before the lockdown, the lockout. That's what you guys call it? Sure then. I was on Exploration Team A, second in command to Team Leader Gray. Yes, we have that information on file. Kashia Gray, Meg Operative, missing and presumed dead. July 11th, right? Operative Gray led a full team operation that day. Coincidentally, it was also the date of Incident 2.1. Yeah, it was also the day Keisha died. I beg your pardon? We were out exploring the edges again. Normal routine stuff, you know? We're just about to go back when half the lights go off. So of course we picked up the pace. I forgot who it was, but someone trips up. And Keish goes back for them. And then the lights above us pops. So we keep going. I took the rest of the team back, but didn't see either of them alive after that. My condolences. Thanks. Now, do you remember how you got the news of the lockdown? Well, when we got back, we just put our gear away like normal and went to log the expedition. Nobody told us anything until I realized the database wasn't working anymore, and went to the IT guy. He told me there was a temporary condition lost between the rest of the backrooms and us, and it'd be fixed quickly. Whole lot of bullshit there. It still hasn't been fixed, has it? As of now, the entrance remains closed. They told us a door appeared, but uh, they'd get it fixed soon. Ben really started freaking out there. If anyone told you, if anyone could tell you this place has no other exit, it'd be us. We'd been looking from the start and still no luck. No clipping, just injects you into the floor. Doors lead to nothing. You get the idea. If one stairwell and out of the level got blocked off, we'd last, what? 3 weeks as a whole? Not to mention, there's no food and water, like, at all. Did you make any notable observations during the first 48 hours of the incident? No, not really. I think I saw a bunch of those admin guys running into the exploration room. Probably stealing those berries, huh? A total of 10 administrative personnel escaped from level 2.1 using Warpberries 12 hours and 21 minutes into the incident. Entitled bastards. Killed off everyone but themselves. You stated before that you thought base Alef would last a maximum of 3 weeks. Did anything notable occur during these first 3 weeks? I'm saying at maximum efficiency we'd last 3 weeks. Hell, Alef's the most unorganized base I've ever been to since I got here. We all knew that door wasn't opening anytime soon. We were stuck, and there were only two ways to go from here: stupid and dead, or stupid and alive. What were the general actions taken by most individuals within Base Alef? As soon as the higher ups realized what was happening, they set up a strict rationing system. If they hadn't put me in charge of that shit, I'd be dead. Are you implying you stole Meg property? I want to be here without it. Plus, I'm allowed to take actions against command, and you guys would review it later, right? You are correct. Carry on. Start of week 2, we had almost no food. Jared, Alex, Max, they all left. Probably thought they'd find an exit, but none of them came back. It was around week 2, maybe 2.5, when we cut rations in half. People started complaining, and the entities heard. That night, Smilers ate up like half the base. After that, everyone started falling apart. With the higher ups gone, I tried my best to save at least some of them, but no one wanted help. All they wanted was escape, and I couldn't give it to them. More people left, the rest died slowly. One of them blew a pipe or some shit while looking for water. Heard the pop and scream from inside the base. Week 4, no one left but me. Was real sad to see the place crumble just like that. And you didn't feel guilty at all? This is an interview, right? How about we stay on topic? As of week 4, how was your resource supply? I reckoned I had enough for maybe 2 months, 4 if I really stretched it. At that point, I made a habit of checking the door every day. Would be ashamed to starve when the exit opened the day after I last checked it. With your food supply up to that point, how did you survive the next 3 months? Month 5, I went to the exploration room and slung 2 bags on my back. No need to stay in that place, and I quit checking that door. No use when it's really never gonna open. I got so fucking lucky after that. Walked out of for a few hours and found a body. Looked like Connor. I don't remember though. Slumped on the wall with a can of beans in his hands. Emptied his bag. Found a fuck ton of food, but no water. Enough to last me a month or two. Not sure how he had so much, but I was thankful. Did any other similar experiences occur? Nope. 2 months later, I was hungry as hell. Had enough water to last just a bit longer. I think it was around then that my dumbass realized that exploration teams have extra rations. Next few days, I spent tracing the edges, looking for Keisha's body or something. When I ran out of food, I put the first aid kits and started chewing the pills, aspirin or Tylenol or something. I assume it was around now you found the warpberries? Yep. Woke up one day and the first door I opened was a body. I saw a bag on it, ripped it off whoever it was. The pocket I pulled was tiny, but it had the container. I almost choked on that berry. Anywho, that's pretty much the end of the story. How would you describe your experience within level 2.1 before the lockdown? Nothing too special of the rest of the backrooms. I've been to most of the main mag bases and this was about the same. How about your experience after the lockdown? Hot. Felt like a Florida summer in there. In terms of how you felt about the singular exit, No one really cared. I didn't for sure. People take things for granted until they lose it. Hmm, that should be all. Is there something you'd like to add or say? You guys shouldn't give up. Excuse me? There might be someone still alive up there. You shouldn't stop trying to help. As we said before, utmost efforts are being put to unlock level 2.1. We will consider your request. That should be all. Thank you for your willingness and participation, Mr. Arellano. This is Aninium 2.1 slash B. This is the log records this is the logs recorded by Bank's audio recorder. The footage and explanation is personal footage removed until July 11th, 2020. The data extracted shows log usages for 1 year. I should like go to the Warpberry thing. That would be real nice to know. Warpberries. It's a whole lot of that. This is the advertisement. This is all you need to know. The the BNTG brings you Warpberries. Instant transport never spoils. This is what it is. Alright. Time to go back to level 2.1. We have a shit ton of stuff to read over. So let's go on with it. Banks. Earlier today, Wilson couldn't get back through to level 2 because of a big metal wall. He said it appeared out of nowhere and it had never been there before. The administrators are scared. We are locked out from the rest of the world until they get it fixed. Praying they get it fixed soon. The blocker still isn't moving, not budging an inch. As Wilson says, some people are leaving to look for another exit, but Keisha's, well, Frank's team now aren't even looking anymore. I heard they've been searching since 2.1 was found. I'm scared to think about what happens when we run out of supplies. I've always thought about these stupid scenarios and what would happen, but it isn't anything like I expected. Some people are freaking out, and others are playing it off like it's a joke. Comms are out too, so all I can do is just read up on the rest of the Meg database. It's been what, almost 3 years since I started writing for them? 5 since I got here. I miss home. Everyone's starting to panic now, even the optimists. Whatever they've tried on the wall isn't working, and it's been almost a week. There's no food, there's no water on the level, so we're stuck with whatever we got until they find a way to blow through the metal. It's been a week, still nothing. People are trying to leave, and we now have a rationing system. By the looks of it, we're not lasting another month. Whatever Community 2.1 had is starting to fall over. DB got caught trying to steal food. Everyone got mad, and he's gone. It's messed up what people do to each other, you know. Administration usually takes care of reprimanding rule breaking individuals, but they're not exactly present at the moment, so some people had to take it into their own hands. Connor's been telling everyone about this refrigerator paradise he found yesterday. He wouldn't say anything about it. Everyone thinks he's gone nuts. Rations are getting smaller and more people are leaving. Allison and Maxwell from Mila's team just left earlier today. Better to die together than alone, at least. Some people are praying to whatever God abandoned them here. People are finally coming to the realization that we're gonna die down here, alone, or with each other. It doesn't matter. No amount of anything can really save you now. Connor says he's leaving for refrigerator paradise today. He doesn't care who goes or who doesn't. In other news, portion sizes got halved again. There's nothing we can do to stop a hangry group of mech operatives from dying without food. I left. Call me crazy, but it's better than staying there. Connor's leading the way right now. The base is in shambles. No one has any energy to do anything but complain. Keep up the pace. Right. I'll be right there. Sorry. We found refrigerator paradise. I can't believe it's fucking real. Well, as real as it can get in this place. It's just another big base by the looks of it, with fridges and freezers and cupboards lining the walls. That's probably enough saltine crackers here to last the rest of our lives. Wonder how the rest of the base is doing. Files Zoom 350 by .wav through Zoom 376.wav have been corrupted due to improper handling and severe damage to the object. Been maybe a month since the last entry. Half a year since the entrance got blocked. We checked it, I think a month ago, but no signs of opening soon. Isolation turns life into shit. I mean, Connie's an alright guy, but this ain't what I signed up for when I joined the Meg. Let me tell you something. The Meg isn't what it's cracked up to be. They might say that they're doing some super events, that there's some super advanced colony, or that they've got half the resources in this hell. But think about it. If so, why are people dying? Why do they need more? Why haven't we found the way out yet? There's just another scared group in these rooms that never end. Never mind. Can't be saying this stuff when I don't even know how to get out of here. Psst. Connor, say hi. Morning. Agent Connor Grockner at your service. After this, Connor and I are going back to base. We're gonna try to see if there's anything left. I don't have anything to replicate the food crunching. Alright, let's get moving. Oh shit, I kept this thing on. Keep it on. We're gonna need it for documentation anyway. I'll lead the way. Do you still have your ID? Of course. Damn, what happened to the lights? What happened to them? Looks like Smilers. The blood seems old. Is there any food left? Nada. Everything gone. Equipment should be in the exploration wing. Right. Unlabeled solutions, bags, medical supplies, tools, explosives. Take it all, anything you can fit. Okay, wait, check the computers. Why? They have correct date/time information. I want to see how long it's been. 1:08 a.m. of December 22nd, 2020. A week off from the clock and there. A low growl. Hey, let's get going fast. Huh? Just go! Damn it, run! The entity proceeds to chase Operative Banks and Cockner for the next 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This way faster. Banks continues to run until reaching a door and slamming it close. Shit, Connor got separated. Hold up. The recorder seemed to be put down, eventually shuts off without any notable noise presence. This is a digital copy of Bing's personal journal lasting approximately 2.5 years. Each block indicates a single page with much of a bottom of each of each page completely blank. It's been a week. The recorder's dead. Connor's probably dead. I don't know what to do anymore. Hope. To cherish a desire with interpretation. There's a dictionary in here. I'll be entertained for a while. The rest of the page includes a definition of 29 more asserted words. I'm having conversations with the voices in my head. They're not very good company. The next 26 pages are filled with sketches of room layouts and hallway structures located within Level 2.1. This in the middle is the map of base Alef and its surrounding architecture. Last night I had a dream. I fell through the floor, landed at home. It's actually not too far off, maybe, probably. Am I going to die down here? Not really sure at this point. My skin's kinda itchy. Almost mistook cream cheese for croissant yesterday. I don't want to die. Why not? I'm scared. Most people are. It's normal. How can I stop it? You can't. Last page. The food is running out. Connor never came back. My head just hurts. I want to go back home to my bed. I think it's been like 5 years at this point. The ground is getting soft. The walls smell like fish. I don't know what to do now. Don Dean architecture should allow for 2.1 to be situated above level 2, thus technically allowing the levels to be accessed indirectly by manually conjuring an exit. This can be done by breaking the measure depth 5 meters, supply 6 of explosive dynamite, material solid concrete with a density of 2.4 kilograms, depth velocity 6.5 miles seconds m/s. So below are the readable. These ones, the one I just said before, are contents of a single stack of sticky notes which is found in Banks' possession upon breaching level 2. And as most writing is illegible at this point, only deemed important is included. So this is what's important. Oh, I forgot to read the last two. Illegible. Shot this works, but it is theoretically possible. Depending on how it's set up, we might get 3/5 meters, praying that my memory holds. Illegible. Out of food. Been out of food for several days now. It's now or never, I guess. On June 19, 2025, at exactly 5:43, a large explosion was heard by a group of nearby wanderers who quickly located Bing's body and immediately transported him to level 4 for medical attention. Unfortunately, Banks failed to survive the approximate 5-meter fall and expired due to complications regarding malnourishment and cardiac seizure. As of June 29, 2025, the hole that Meg Operative Jared Banks had created can no longer be located, either lost or permanently patched by the level itself. That is, folks, level 2.1 locked. The level itself is not called locked. It's called locked because you can't enter it anymore or exit it if you do get in somehow. The only reason it's named a 5 out of 5 for exit is I was blocked off. Quite tragic that Banks fortunately passed away before he got out. He did got out, but before he could get out of the mindscape of level 2.1. And now that's all we were left with. The survivors, or at least one survivor and one dead, are what led us to know about level 2.1. Real interesting that it could have been considered as level 10 if it just had other exits to other levels. Anyways, that's all for this explanation slash read through of level, I mean, not level, but sub level 2.1 locked. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this recording. I know it's a real long one. None of this is none of this is edited. This is all uncut. This is a first take. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully, y'all would like some more. Next time around, I'm gonna read a bit of an among. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna read through a bit of SCPs. So if you guys want to be caught up with the most latest videos, and especially for me reading out the SCPs or other backrooms levels, please subscribe, like this video, and well, yeah, show some positivity. Have a great day, great afternoon, great night, great morning, wherever you are. Hope you stay positive. Hope you treat yourself nice. And hopefully, I'll still have you as my viewer till the next video. Thank you, and see you in the next one.